Welcome to the Vulcan Report. Psych, just kidding. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This report is an end of day report for May the 25th, trading on Wednesday, 2016. The chart you're looking at here is the Dow Futures. We had a nice pop surge today. Possible head fake, short squeeze, bull trap in the making. Keep in mind that this is holiday trading because Monday is a holiday. So you can expect these holiday reversal type moves to take place. So we broke the downtrend here. And now the real test will be, can the Dow close above 18,083 by the end of the week? That's going to be the real test, or at least do so by the end of next week. Whenever there's a holiday week coming up like this, or holiday weekend, you have to add another week to the market. It's just the way it is. So we'll look and see what happens here. But we are getting into that overbought area right here. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Last time we got to the overbought, we had this correction here where we fell from 18,083 all the way down here to 17,297. So you're looking at like 700-800 point correction. Now, if this fails by the end of next week, then you're going to have more than that. You're going to have a minimum of 1,000 point correction, putting us here, down up in here, crashing below this Kumo cloud like I covered before. All right, so just keep that in mind as far as what's happening. Again, we have low volume still, holiday week, so you know how that is. So we'll have to watch it and see what happens. But right now, overall chart pattern still bullish. Can't hide that fact. Short-term support is trading above the long-term support, and we're trading above the weekly support of 17,297. So all is well in the land right now. We'll see if this can continue or not. All right, the more important chart is this Nikkei. Now, this Nikkei is still in retracement mode off of its support lows here, and it looks like we're getting close to that 61.8% retracement. Excuse me. And the trend line is in play at 17,562. We'll round it off and say 17,565 since we trade in fifths or increments of 5. All right, so still has a lot more room to rally here. We'll wait and see. Again, we have until the end of next week. We are getting into overbought. Last time we were overbought, you saw what happened with this incredible correction. Are we going to get another 12, 13, 14, 1500 point move? Who knows? But right now, it's still in corrective mode, still in an uptrend, still far away from trendline support and weekly support right now at 15,371. So we'll see what can happen here, but it's still impressive nonetheless. As we got past the first resistance, the purple line here, this resistance of 16,829, we were able to close above that, which is strong still. But it's overbought. It's a weekend reversal thing, so you got to be cautious. All right, looking at the Apple. Apple is running after the announcement of injection of $1 billion by Mr. Buffett. And here we are getting close to that trend line resistance, the first test of 101.06. We still did not break par today. We got to 99.74, but there's still tomorrow, so let's see what happens. Probably will test it, break it. Can it get back up to the trend line? Don't know. I still suspect even if it does, it's going to fail here, and we'll have a head and shoulders thing going on here. Felt top, boom. We're still in the downtrend channel. Just keep that in play. We're still in the downtrend channel. We're still technically pulse waving negative. All right. So I still suspect that these rallies eventually are going to get sold, and we are getting overbought here. Last time we were overbought, you saw what happened. You see from here to here. All things being equal, that'll be because from here to down here, and that's going to be like 70 to 80 bucks. Call it the way I see it. Upward resistance right now is at 107.82 for the week. All right, looking at the U.S. dollar index, weekly support at 92.03, starting to bump its head against this upward trend line resistance of 95.57, and it is struggling. We did not close above the trend line there, and we're flatlining on the trends here. The short-term and long-term trend line resistance have merged together. So we're flatlining here. We're overbought. I suspect we're going to turn going into maybe even this week or in the next week, unless they can push it higher. We'll see. But right now it's not looking too hot. I think it's getting ready to falter. Still low volume here. Okay. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. All right, oil is the big surpriser as it's now well into the Kumo cloud. It broke through the the bottom of the Kumo cloud, right through that air pocket, traded right through it, and now here we are, and it is inside of the Kumo cloud. It's running, it's pushing. Still didn't get to 50, but it got to 49.75, and it's trying to make something happen here. We are overbought, but it's trying to lock itself in. It really is. It's trying to do like it did back here. We locked in here, and then we ran for a couple of weeks here before a minor correction and then taken off again. So it's trying to lock in. Wants to try to go to that 60. We'll see if we can do it. But it is looking rather spent up here. Weekly reversal. We're still in a pulse wave positive scenario from back here. All right, but we're still in an overall downtrend, and the short-term support is trying to turn up. And I want to point out too that even though it looks like it's going to cross here, it's moving rather weakly. So I don't know if this is going to really give it the thrust it needs to catapult it up. If anything, it's going to act as a floor for this to break through when we get back up and around in here somewhere. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to see 60 like just a straight shot. I think we're going to correct first in this crude oil. And look at Janet Yellen go. Has gold lost its shine? Is Janet pounding it into the dust? Is Janet Yellen the new bully on the block at the Fed? Is she pounding the metals? These metals keep falling. Here we are. And we're starting to pick up in this volume. So it's letting me know that the computer algorithms aren't just at work, but there are some other people in here speculating and helping this thing to go lower as well. Somebody wants this lower. Why, I don't know, but they want it lower. Notice how as soon as the news came out that all these big people and George Soros are buying gold and putting $1 billion, $1 trillion, a zillion for fillion, a zillion million, a million badillion dollars in there, and then it starts crashing even more. So you can't always believe the news that you are hearing. The big powers that be, these big players, they're not stupid. They're not going to announce to the world all the moves that they make. And if you're going by 10K reports and other kind of government reporting things, remember those reports are old and they're way behind. Okay, so he might have put $1 billion in the gold, but it doesn't mean he did it yesterday or last week. He could have gotten the gold back down in here and easily taken profit up in here. All right, so you can't always believe what you are hearing, especially in the mainstream media. Remember, they are not your friend. Okay, CNBC and Bloomberg is not your friend. Their job is not to help you make money. Their job is to help the people that write their checks make money and to take your money. All right, an old saying: when you sit down at a professional poker table and you haven't figured out who the patsy is within 5 minutes, it's because you're the patsy. All right, so just keep that in the back of your mind. It's not looking good for the precious metals as the Fed is pounding into the dust. We are getting into the oversold, so that's some good news for you gold bulls out there. All right, for you gold bugs. You did break this first support line at 1228.10. Looks like the 1191.80 is in play, the secondary support. This is the strongest one. You don't want to see prices break and close below that because then we're in free fall, okay? So right now your upper resistance is at 1306.90. Ouch for the week. That's quite a ways away from where you are now. So barring a catastrophic event, it's not just going to shoot up there and crack and gallop. It's going to be a process. It's taking you 4 weeks to do this. All right, so we're out of the range here of this bar. All right, so that means the rally is over. Look, we've given it back. We're back here now. We're back to the original breakout of the Kumo cloud. All right, still bullish though. All right, still bullish, oversold though. So if anything, I'm going to say that the elite individuals are getting ready to back up the truck, and they're going to go long this market and cause another bar like this and like this and like this. All right, so keep watching this one. All right, looking at silver, same scenario. Upward resistance of 1807. We have broken this support here. All right, here was 1614 today. We hit 1620. Still is the low for the week. Still, it didn't break the low yet. All right, so it's coming off. It's oversold also. Volume starting to pick up a little bit, but here we are. Same scenario as the goal. We're back to the initial breakout of the Kumo cloud right up in here. If anything, like I said, I think their powers to be are looking to back the truck up and really cause these markets to go ballistic and take out these old highs easily. So still everything is intact. We still got that strong support at 16 even that I was telling you about, and then we have the 1576 long-term trend line. You don't want to see closes below that. So we're still bullish. We're just correcting right now. Nothing to be scary about. Finally, look at that NASCrack go. Can't get enough of that. They're ODing on it. Look at that bar. Volume starting to pick up. We are overbought, but extending up here. So we could get another day of moving up. This is the holiday. This right here, this 45.84 and a half is about 100 points away. So that's what it's gunning for right now. Are we going to see a same scenario as with the Dow? Hard to say. Weak bull right now. All right, the longer term support is still below the. I'm sorry, the longer term support is still below the shorter term support, and they're fusing together here a little bit. So that's weakening. That's weakening. These two supports are still in play. This weekly support of 42.80.75 is still out there. It's still in play. It should act as a strong support for now. Any pullback should be limited to the inside of the Kumo cloud going forward. So we'll have to just wait and see. Alright, and is there anything else that I forgot? Let me think. Nope, I think that's about it. Look out for installment number 5 in our series, There Is No Collapse. We'll be covering a lot more information in there. It'll probably be the most informative installment of the series. It's going to be packed with a lot of information. Please don't hate me afterward. You might though. The things that we're going to be covering and talking about as we get deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. The hole gets tighter and tighter, not wider. So fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for long suffering with me and sitting there and listening to all of it. But hang on to your hats because, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to become a very bumpy ride. I just want to encourage you to stick with it. Start from number one and go all the way to the end, and you will not be sorry by the time you're finished. If anything, you should be extremely well informed, and you should be encouraged at the end of it also. That's my plan. That's my hope. All right. So in the meantime, like, share, and subscribe. The links to the website are below this video, as well as following me on Twitter. All that good stuff. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, but pigs get slaughtered. Remember to take what you can, give nothing back. We'll have to watch it and see what happens. But right now, overall chart pattern still bullish. Can't hide that fact. Short-term support is trading above the long-term support, and we're trading above the weekly support of 17,297. So all is well in the land right now. We'll see if this can continue or not. All right, the more important chart is this Nikkei. Now, this Nikkei is still in retracement mode off of its support in the making. Keep in mind that this is holiday trading, because Monday is a holiday. So you can expect these holiday reversal type moves to take place. So we broke the downtrend here. And now the real test will be, can the Dow close above 18,083 by the end of the week? That's going to be the real test, or at least do so by the end of next week. An 800-point correction. Now, if this fails by the end of next week, then you're going to have more than that. You're going to have a minimum of 1,000-point correction, putting us here, down up in here, crashing below this Kumo cloud like I covered before. All right, so just keep that in mind as far as what's happening. Again, we have a low volume still, holiday week, so you know how that is. So whenever there's a holiday week coming up like this, or holiday weekend, you have to add another week to the market. It's just the way it is. So we'll look and see what happens here, but we are getting into that overbought area right here. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Last time we got to the overbought, we had this correction here, where we fell from 18,083 all the way down here to 17,297. So you're looking at, like, seven. Welcome to the Vulcan Report. Sorry, just kidding. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This report is an end-of-day report for May the 25th, trading on Wednesday, 2016. The chart you're looking at here is the Dow futures. We had a nice pop surge today. Possible head fake, short squeeze, bull trap